And we're on.
Good morning, St. Francis Elementary School students and staff. It is Friday, May 8th at SFE. We are respectful, we are responsible, and we are safe. Let's see, birthdays today and through the weekend. We have Brody in Mrs. Wiletsko's class, Carson in Mrs. Branderson's class. Tomorrow, Lucy in Miss Sikich's class, Addison in Mr. Have's class, Gabriella in Mrs. Rutz's class. And then on Sunday, we have Kinsey in Mrs. Skoko's class, Sawyer in Mrs. Wazorik's class, and Aiden in Mrs. Rutz's class. Let's get through a couple of June birthdays here. On the 12th of June, we have Amelia in Mrs. Copa's class, Alexis in Mrs. Skoko's class, Haley in Mrs. Highland's class. On the 13th, we have Drew in Mrs. Klinzing's class, Rowan in Mrs. Skoko's class. On the 14th, we have Angela in Mrs. Hoag's class. On June 15th, Madison in Miss Score's class. June 16th, Charles in Mrs. Geegan's class. June 17th, Justin in Miss Zeck's class. Connor in Mrs. Bergstrom's class. Noah in Mrs. Copa's class. On June 18th, Aiden in Miss Johnson's class. And on June 19th, Carson in Mrs. Brianderson's class. Happy birthday to all of you in June. A couple other announcements. I want to thank APT. Those our parent group here at SFE has done an outstanding job recognizing and taking care of our teachers this week for Teacher Appreciation Week. A huge thank you to them. I know the teachers appreciate all that they do just as much.
It was really fun. Did you see some of the things that they had posted, like from the surveys that they had taken? And it was really fun to see the different answers to the different questions and the T-shirts from yesterday.
Oh,
that was very
T-shirts are awesome. Absolutely. And then finally, for all you mothers out there, happy Mother's Day on Sunday. You too, Mrs. Shulman.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Mrs. Shulman, what do you have for us today?
I have, and this is really hard because I can only see my screen. It's just this little tiny thing in the upper right-hand corner where when I'm talking, it goes big on the recording. Okay. So you're going to have to tell me if you can't see what I'm talking about. Today, we're talking surface tension. So surface tension is when you have liquids. They're just kind of happy-go-lucky liquids, and they're kind of like just kind of free-flowing and bouncing off, except for at the top layer. And the top layer, when it goes up into the air, the molecules like to stick together at the top. So like, you know how kids will link arms like this? So when the surface tension is at the top like that, it's a little tougher and it's a little firmer. And you can actually, like something like a paper clip, which is more dense than water, will actually sink. But if you take a small paper clip, you can set it very gently on top of the water and it will float because of surface tension. So we have 2 science experiments today. They're really quick. And one is if you take a penny. All right. Can you see my penny? Oh, yep. Shoot.
I saw it go in.
It just went in the milk. There we go. So if you have a penny, and I do not have an eyedropper at home, so I'm just using some paper towels here, and I'm trying to get it flat. So if you take it, and I squeezed it, and if you squeeze some drops on top of a penny, and then if you get down way down close, you can see that it actually forms this little dome above the penny. Can you see my whiteboard like that?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you can just take and drop, and then you can kind of see, and it gets higher and higher and higher. So the next thing that you can do is you can take food coloring. Now, I will tell you, this kind of food coloring, which is gel food coloring, doesn't work as well. Okay. Do you want to take some regular, more water-based food coloring? All right. Can you see my little milk here?
Yes, I can.
So this is milk, and it's just in a container. And the reason I do milk is it looks really cool. And I'm just going to drop it in there. So did you see where the food coloring went?
Yep.
So it's just there in the center. So then you can take some regular soap. Now, the reason soap works in cleaning up your hands is that it helps break up the surface tension. So if I squirt in the... Wow. Do you see it happening?
Yeah.
So That is breaking up the surface tension and it's causing everything to go woo.
Huh.
And it just looks super cool. So those are the science experiments that you could give a try this weekend.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Mrs. Schulman.
Oh, no problem. They're fun.
All right. We ready for the pledge?
We are.
Okay. Stand and join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, before we go, just a friendly reminder, students and families, that Monday, the 11th, if I'm looking at my calendar right, we have another student materials pickup day. So that's Monday on the 11th. There is nothing for third graders unless you are contacted by a teacher. Is that right, Mrs. Schulman?
Yep, just our paper pencil kids.
All right, so everyone else can stop in and grab their things on Monday. I did send out an email with times, but families, whenever it works for you, stop on in. All right, have a wonderful day and a fantastic weekend. Remember, the choice is yours.